I know it's cold, it's dark, it's February, there's risks of COVID. Hopefully the room is big enough and well ventilated enough, and not kissing and hugging and too much anyway. It is really lovely to see everybody. There's a lot of people that I haven't seen for a while. There's a lot of people I've only seen on Zoom for a while. We do have legs, and it is absolutely lovely to see everybody. I'd like to thank my family, Joel, the kids, Neil, yes, you get a mention as well, my brother. This book, I guess, has been nearly 50 years in the making. Once you read it, you'll hear some of the story at the beginning. And as I was saying to my mum yesterday evening, you know, I sat on the floor as a 2 or 3 year old learning how to sort invoices, learning how to count my numbers because my parents ran that was in the days when you had quadruple forms, different colours, and one was the sales slip and one was the delivery slip and one was, and that's how I grew up, sorting invoices, so it goes back a long way. My second thank you is for my team. They think I'm a mad woman, especially the way I've been flying around in the last couple of days. To actually get me here, get us set up and get the room looking so lovely. Thank you very much, guys. I really, really appreciate all of your help. And thank you for putting up with me when I'm having minor meltdowns. And to you, you've all hopefully got your elephant in the room. Enjoy it. Not all of it will apply to everybody, but I'm sure as you read it, you will realise that there are bits in there that do apply to you, whatever your role is, whether it's as a friend, as a family member, as a line manager, as a business owner. We're all dealing with elephants in the room the whole time. The book started off as a series of blogs. So DOHR turned 14 last May, and the 14th anniversary, the traditional gift is ivory. And I looked at ivory and sort of thought, can't really do a lot with ivory these days, it's a little bit taboo. But decided to take the idea of an elephant and started researching what I could do around elephants. How could I link elephants to HR? And I found a lovely series, a whole load of quotes about elephants. They are in here because they were in the original blogs. But obviously the one that resonated the most with me was the elephant in the room. And each blog that I wrote, and there were 19 of them, each working day in May of last year, was about a different elephant in the room. And they weren't hugely researched pieces, they weren't all statistical, they were literally short blogs talking about the different issues that we face day in, day out, as HR teams, as line managers, as friends, as family. From there, had a chat with somebody, and he said to me, well, you need to turn this into a booklet. And we were talking about lumpy mail. And I don't know if any of you, some of you are in marketing, you will know about lumpy mail, but I never have been able to find lumpy mail. And that's where the mascot, Frank, came from. Thank you. And Frank has become our mascot, and we ran a competition on LinkedIn, to name the mascot. And we got lots and lots of suggestions, lots of really fun suggestions. But the one which won was Frank, because Frank encourages everyone to have frank conversations with people, to actually open up, ask people how they are, to listen to them, to listen to the feedback that you get, and to actually have an open and honest conversation. And Frank has become a little bit of a character in his own right. He is the elephant in the room. He comes with me to meetings, to conferences, and people say to me, why have you got an elephant there? And I say, well, Frank is the elephant in the room. And they say, well, what's that about? And now I can say, have you read the book? Because the book will explain all about the elephant in the room. HR has changed humongously over the last 25 years that I've been in HR. And HR over the years was originally very much tea and tissues. If you go back to its roots, it started as time and motion. studies. It then became very policies and procedures. And now we're moving into a new era where HR is about employee engagement. It's about the values and the culture within an organisation. It's about employee well-being. And yes, the policies and procedures are all still there. And believe me, you need your policies and procedures, because if you haven't got them, you're going to have a problem doing everything else. But that's become the foundation. That's become the basics. It's everything above that that really, really matters these days. And a lot of the issues that we cover in the book are those issues. And people just don't want to have those conversations and need to learn how to have those conversations. In the words of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, there is only one way to eat an elephant, and that is one bite at a time. And as individuals, we cannot be an expert in every single one of the elephants in the room. We can't be an expert in dealing with bereavement. We can't be that same expert dealing with people with disability, or dealing with suicide, or dealing with psychosis, or dealing with bad-smelling employees, or dealing with people who are refusing to come into the workplace. We can't all be experts at all of those things. But what we can do is understand that everybody is human, and everybody has their own backstory, and everybody has their own baggage. And yes, they're at work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, or part thereof, but there's so much more to people than the person that you see sitting at the desk or the person that you are working with. And that's where all of us can learn to open up, to understand the elephants, to have the conversations and not be scared to have the conversations. Unfortunately, we're living in a very litigious society, and certainly if you're dealing with people in the workplace and they don't like what you say to them, you're likely to end up in an employment tribunal. I'm not going to go down that route because I think that system is broken beyond belief, but it stops people, that people as line managers and business owners are scared to have the right conversations with people because they're scared they're going to end up in the employment tribunal. And somehow we need to find a way where having that conversation is okay and is coming from a place of love and support and wanting to help, rather than coming from a place where you feel like you're going to get told off, or you feel like you're going to be fired, or you feel like you're going to be disciplined if you open up and say, well, actually I'm dealing with a sick mother, or I'm dealing with a disabled child, or actually I'm going through a divorce, or whatever the issue is. And workplaces they have an absolute right to manage, they have an absolute right to expect people to perform, but they also have a duty of care to look after people and to enable the culture and the environment in which people can perform. So I'm hoping that with a little bit of love and a little bit of understanding, people start to have the conversations about the elephant in the room. As I said, this started off as a series of blogs, and it's really, really easy when you're blogging to put links in. You can put links in and people click on links and go through to information. And the information that I was linking to were organisations like Samaritans or Citizens Advice Bureau or SANE. And that doesn't work so well in a book. We have put all the links in, but it's not easy to click on. In your books, you've got a bookmark. And on the bookmark, there's a QR code. If you scan the QR code, it will take you through to our website. And on the website, there is a page that you can access which will enable you to click on every single one of the links that is in this book. And we will keep it up to date over time. So we will put additional resources on that page. We will link to organisations and charities that are able to help and support you as an employer, and potentially that you could signpost employees to if they need the help and support as well. So please don't just throw away your bookmark. The QR code is there and it is quite useful. This week, can I just see a show of hands? How many of you are BNI members here? Whether it's my chapter or a different chapter. Quite a few people in the room. Oh, Jeremy, stop it. Or ex-BNI members. This week is International Networking Week. And I didn't realise that when I set up this evening. But International Networking Week does give people the opportunity to network. There are people in this room who you've never met before, you've no idea what they do. They may have the most incredible business, the most incredible charity, the most incredible organisation. Please, please, please network. Don't just talk to the people you know. Please talk to people in the room. Network, enjoy, and thank you very, very much for joining me and the elephants in the room.